Move over, Apple. There's a new corporate king for Wall Street. Microsoft took over the crown and the title Friday as the world's most valuable company on the stock market.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for companies that bounced back from the brink, reinvented themselves, and proved that a great comeback is always possible.
Years ago, Apple was synonymous with the home computer. But these days, the company is hurting, laying off workers and scaling back production.
Number 10. Burberry.
Our founder Thomas Burberry once said, "For safety on land, in the air or afloat, there's nothing to equal the Burberry coat." For more than a century, the trench coat has been a cornerstone of the house. It is a design born from function, originally created to protect the military during the First World War.
This classic British fashion brand once found itself in a serious style rut. By the late 1990s, Burberry's signature check pattern was everywhere, and not in a good way. The label became synonymous with chav culture in the UK, losing its exclusive high-end image.
I remember there was a mate of mine who did the whole of his flat out with Burberry check carpet, which might sound really nasty now, but Burberry check didn't have the, it didn't have the kind of associations that it has now, then, and he was one of Burberry's best customers.
But everything changed when a new CEO and creative director pumped badly needed new life into its aesthetic.
I loved Burberry's history. I loved where it was, but I loved where it wasn't. I loved what they were doing, but I saw such opportunity for so many more things that we could be doing.
So what was the challenge and what was the vision you had that you could do with this company?
Fresh designs and high-profile celebrity endorsements catapulted the brand back into elite fashion circles, reclaiming its status as a symbol of sophistication and luxury. Burberry's dramatic return to prominence proves that it's possible to shed an outdated image and start anew. Number 9. Disney.
My whole life turned around. Because when Walt died, the people who took over didn't have the vision that Walt had. And I ceased to be very interested in what was happening at the studio at that time.
Few entertainment giants have experienced highs as high and lows as abysmally low as this iconic company. After Walt Disney's death in 1966, the studio struggled creatively, turning out box office flops and facing an uncertain future by the 70s and early 80s.
The Black Cauldron. So that's it.
The Black Cauldron?
An awesome weapon, Tyron. It's been hidden for centuries, but if the Horned King should find it and unleash its power, nothing could stand against him.
But a magical turnaround was just around the corner. The so-called Disney Renaissance revitalized the brand with hits like The Little Mermaid and The Lion King.
Oh, I just can't wait to be king. Oh, I just can't wait to be king.
Disney later doubled down, acquiring Pixar, Marvel, Lucasfilm, and 21st Century Fox, totally transforming itself into a pop culture powerhouse. When it comes to bouncing back, Disney truly makes the impossible seem possible.
It means no worries for the rest of your days.
Number 8. T-Mobile US.
I blog about these things. Oh, okay. YouTube is fast.
And with T-Mobile's 4G network, you can watch whenever you want.
Wow, so much live TV.
And it's even preloaded with Inception.
This phone is a dream. Within a dream.
Samsung's new Galaxy S 4G, the fastest phone running on America's largest 4G network.
By the early 2010s, T-Mobile was struggling, trailing far behind Verizon and AT&T. That changed in 2012 with the arrival of John Legere, a brash, magenta-clad CEO who tossed out the rulebook. Under his leadership, T-Mobile branded itself the uncarrier, killing long-term contracts, ditching overage fees, and letting customers upgrade early.
Unbelievable high prices. How the hell can that cost that much unless you're going to drive it? I mean, come on, that nasty guy on the end, that's Sprint, and you got to see that. The day you go in that store, they love you. It's like, oh, you got to have this phone. We're going to be so good to you. Here's a free T-shirt, some balloons.
Legere's unfiltered personality and aggressive marketing, like mocking competitors and crashing their events, gave the brand a rebellious edge.
We're unleashing everything. We're going to talk about this today, but please stop the bullshit. Sorry, I promised myself I wasn't going to swear today. Elizabeth, wherever you are, your father didn't mean that.
Subscribers flocked, and T-Mobile went from industry punchline to powerhouse, doubling its customer base in a few short years. This turnaround wasn't about flashy ads. It was a full-scale cultural shift that forced rivals to follow suit, demonstrating that bold moves and consumer-first policies could shake up an entire industry.
And they're coming from all of the other carriers, mainly because we're doing my philosophy of business. We're listening to our employees and listening to our customers and shutting up and doing what they tell us. And so far, the uncarrier is resonating with customers in a big way.
Number 7, Domino's.
Researchers at the Domino's Pizza Institute announced yesterday that they are nearing completion of their 30-year study testing the limits of what human beings will eat.
People willingly ate everything our lab created. In fact, they pay money for it. The results continue to surprise me.
Once upon a time, Domino's had a reputation that was, well, anything but appetizing. Many customers complained about soggy crusts and cheese that tasted more like plastic than cheddar.
The Domino's scientists now believe that a certain percentage of human beings may have a genetic predisposition to eat unhealthy foods made from other, even unhealthier foods.
But a few years after going public and just in time for the company's 50th anniversary in 2010, Domino's did something radical. They listened.
We did a lot of research, talking to our customers, asking them what it was that they really wanted in terms of the taste of the pizza. We spent about 2 years reformulating the pizza, and then launched it almost exactly a year ago now. And we've just been overwhelmed with the response that we've gotten from our customers. So we couldn't be happier.
The company overhauled its recipes, revamped its branding, and owned up to its past mistakes in a viral marketing blitz. The result? A dramatic leap in sales, a reputation for transparency, and a pizza renaissance that left the competition scrambling.
You can either use negative comments to get you down, or you can use them to excite you and energize your process of making a better pizza. We did the latter.
Most companies hide the criticism that they're getting, and
we actually faced it head on.
Some people didn't get us credit for the taste of our product. That's what we're fixing.
Number 6, Netflix.
A few months ago, when we looked forward at our business, we realized over time, DVD and streaming were becoming more and more different, and that we could do a better job for both services if we separated them.
It's almost hard to imagine that the king of streaming once found itself up a creek sans paddle. When Netflix was founded, it focused on mailing DVDs. Remember those little red envelopes? Trouble started brewing in 2011 when an ill-fated attempt to spin off its DVD rentals as Quickster left users feeling confused and abandoned.
Netflix says it was just too quick with its plan for Quickster. Less than a month after the company said it would rebrand its DVD by mail service as Quickster and keep its streaming service on a separate site, and Netflix is doing a quick 180. A Netflix spokesman says the company underestimated the appeal of a single website and single service, and it's scrapping the Quickster deal.
But from the ashes of that PR disaster, Netflix rose up, investing heavily in original content, embracing new streaming technologies, and capturing worldwide audiences with hits like House of Cards and Stranger Things turned the former Blockbuster competitor into a global entertainment juggernaut. Their success story lends significant weight to the idea that embracing change is often the only way forward.
The campaign took 2 weeks to plan. How was I supposed to know it was going to take 10 hours?
You've been playing for 10 hours?
Dad, don't you think that's one more?
I think you should listen to your mother.
Number 5, Nintendo.
We'll make this quick.
Family time's dropping fast, people.
Boo!
Time to upgrade to Wii U.
With Wii U, we can play Super Mario 3D World.
Find secrets with the Wii U gamepad.
And did we mention togetherness?
Just check out the simulation.
After the Wii's meteoric success, Nintendo's 2012 follow-up, the Wii U, was a disaster. Confusing branding, awkward hardware, and a barren game library made it one of gaming's biggest flops. But in 2017, Nintendo flipped the script with a Switch, a sleek hybrid console that worked both docked and handheld.
Play the games you want, wherever you are, however you like. With the Nintendo Switch system, you can play on your TV or game on the go. It's your call. It's easy to share the fun, to play together. Simply hand over one of your Joy-Con controllers.
Launching alongside The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild, it set the tone for a golden era of exclusives and indie gems. By 2023, the Switch had outsold the Xbox One and PlayStation 4, restoring Nintendo's dominance. From failure to phenomenon, this redemption arc made it clear that the company wasn't out of lives yet. And in gaming, there's no better feeling than pressing start again.
A system is only as great as its games. Get cozy with the ones you love. Expand your horizons. And before long, you'll feel right at home. Now let's have some fun. Nintendo Switch. And if you're dedicated to handheld play, well, so is the sleek, lightweight Nintendo Switch Lite system.
Number 4, Marvel. By the 1990s, this comic book heavyweight was facing bankruptcy, crushed by mounting debts and the collapse of the speculator market. What happened next could have been lifted straight from the pages of a superhero origin story.
The truth is, I am Iron Man.
Marvel began licensing its characters for movies, betting big on heroes like Spider-Man and the X-Men. This allowed for the real breakthrough, which arrived with the launch of Marvel Studios and the interconnected Marvel Cinematic Universe.
I am Iron Man. You think you're the only superhero in the world? Mr. Stark, you become part of a bigger universe. You just don't know it yet.
Who the hell are you?
Nick Fury, director of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Oh.
I'm here to talk to you about the Avenger Initiative.
That began with director Joe Favreau's sleeper hit Iron Man in 2008, which also launched Robert Downey Jr.'s career to never-before-seen heights. Now, Marvel is a household name and pop culture phenomenon, living proof that a blockbuster comeback is well within reach for those willing to take a risk.
Your eyes are red. A few tears for your long-lost boss?
Tears of joy. I hate job hunting.
Yeah, vacation's over.
Number 3. Lego.
Good evening. Here is a special report. Legoland Windsor opens with new castle. Torture chamber discovered. We have the pictures. Children come face to face with fire-breathing dragon. Screaming family leaves castle in a hurry. All in all, a hair-raising day in Legoland.
At the outset of the new millennium, the beloved brick-building brand from Denmark was struggling under a mountain of debt and mounting irrelevance in the digital age. Kids were moving on to video games and in the process leaving Lego's colorful blocks behind. The company turned itself around by refocusing on its core product and forming creative partnerships. Think Star Wars sets and 2014's smash hit Lego Movie. By listening to fans and embracing innovation, Lego went from the verge of obscurity to one of the world's most valuable toy brands. Imagination really is the key.
Lego and Star Wars join forces so you can build authentic Lego Episode 1 pod racers. Command Gungan subs. Pilot Naboo fighters. Battle Darth Maul Sith infiltrator. You've got what it takes to win the day.
If you win, we split a 50-50.
Number 2. Microsoft.
Microsoft CEO Steve Ballmer says that sales of Windows Vista have indeed been disappointing, and he says piracy is the reason. See, now I would have thought the problem lay with the multiple confusing editions of Windows Vista, the incredibly high price of the new operating system, coupled with the cost of the new hardware you'll need in order to run it.
Once seen as the world's top software company, Microsoft started to stumble in the age of smartphones and cloud computing. The disastrous launch of Windows Vista and Windows 8 certainly didn't help, and the company's failed mobile ventures nearly cemented its has-been status. Need we even mention the Zune?
The Microsoft Zune came out this week, and you know, this thing got terrible press before it came out, and apparently there was almost no interest in it whatsoever once it actually hit the shelves.
But with the arrival of Satya Nadella as CEO, Microsoft got a much-needed refresh. The pivot to cloud services, successful products like Surface, and a revitalized Xbox division catapulted Microsoft to new heights, even surpassing Apple to briefly become the world's most valuable company. No blue screen of death here, just a major reboot.
Apple shares are up roughly 11% year to date, but that pales in comparison to Microsoft's 47% gain so far this year. Microsoft is riding high on its booming cloud business Azure, boosted by solid demand during the health crisis.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Apple.
In fact, just today, Apple took out full-page ads in newspapers across the country explaining its problems and asking customers to be patient. What does all this mean for someone in the market for a computer? In tonight's Focus 5 report, a look at Apple's problems and why some are saying don't count them out just yet.
Nowadays, Apple is ubiquitous, dominating the smartphone market and revolutionizing Hollywood by creating high-quality original streaming content via Apple TV+. Throughout the 1990s, though, a series of increasingly unwise business decisions caused Apple to hemorrhage money, resulting in costly flops that threatened to permanently jeopardize its reputation and profitability.
I've always grown up around IBM compatibles. My dad had one. And IBM, I was familiar with it. I knew how to move it. You could expand on it a little bit more.
Many see buying Apple's Macintosh as too limiting. In a sea of software at most stores, only a few titles will run on a Mac.
Steve Jobs' return to the company in 1997 heralded a bold, game-changing new era, introducing the iMac, iPod, iPhone, and iPad before his death in 2011.
How many times have you gone on the road with a CD player and said, oh God, I didn't bring the CD I wanted to listen to? To have your whole music library with you at all times is a quantum leap in listening to music.
Each revolutionary device not only saved Apple, but irrevocably altered how we interact with technology. Now the tech titan is an unstoppable force in both design and tech innovation. Sometimes a business doesn't merely recover from a fall, it soars.
The iPhone lineup will change forever on September 9th. Apple's big awe-dropping iPhone 17 reveal event is almost here, and we are expecting it to be a breath of fresh air with an iPhone Air, or at least that's the nickname everyone's giving the new rumored super thin iPhone that Apple is said to be releasing.
Which of these legendary rebounds inspired you the most? Do you think we missed any business phoenixes on this list? Tell us down in the comments.
The two companies have waffled back and forth in the top spot on the stock market since Apple overtook Microsoft back in 2010, thanks to the global popularity of the iPhone.